songwriter Justin Timberlake being charged with a DUI in the Hamptons, of all places. Why was Justin Timberlake in the Hamptons in the first place? We get to the layers on why JT was in the Hamptons and what ramifications the Justin Timberlake going forward for him having a DUI. We'll talk about it on the next edition of Viral. Hello everyone, welcome to this edition of Viral. I'm your host as always, Kendrick Dix here. Glad you can join us here on Viral. We talk about singer, songwriter Justin Timberlake arrested for a DUI charge in all the places, the Hamptons. But we'll get to it in a minute. First thing first, join in the conversation using the hashtag Viral here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on Virals. And we talk about singer, songwriter Justin Timberlake being arrested for a DUI charge while driving right in the Hamptons. Let's get the latest on what's going on with Timberlake and what's going on with the ongoing details right now.
This is where singer Justin Timberlake was arraigned after he was arrested in the posh coastal village of Sag Harbor in the Hamptons just after midnight Tuesday. The criminal complaint says behind the wheel of a gray BMW, he failed to stay right and halt at a stop sign, and that his eyes were bloodshot and glassy. He had slowed speech, his breath smelled of alcohol, he was unsteady on his feet, and failed field sobriety tests. Timberlake spent the night in a jail cell and was released on his own recognizance, according to the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office.
It's such a small town, and everyone knows each other.
The tourist area on the eastern end of Long Island is buzzing about the arrest. A police statement says Timberlake told officers he had one martini and was following his friends home.
In today's day and age with technology and Uber, and especially someone like Justin with unlimited resources, there's no excuse to get behind the wheel.
The village is a popular area with celebrities.
I was surprised he'd be driving his own car in one respect. Yeah, and everyone really has to take accountability for their own actions, no matter where they are.
Celebrity attorney Chris Melcher spoke about the legal issue Timberlake is now facing.
Under New York, they have a lower limit for blood alcohol content. A lot of states, it's 0.08, which may be, 2-3 drinks. But in New York, you could be charged for as low as 0.05.
Court documents say Timberlake refused 3 times to take a test. The singer has 2 concerts in Chicago this weekend and shows at Madison Square Garden in New York City next week. His next court appearance is scheduled for July 26th. Wendy Gillette, CBS News, New York.
As you saw right there, singer Justin Timberlake being charged with DUI, driving while in the Hamptons. A little bit shocked thinking that Justin Timberlake, with all the unlimited resources that he has, will why he be in the Hamptons rather than his home state of Tennessee. But that's Justin Timberlake for you. We don't know what's going on. Timberlake says that he was following friends until police stopped him by and saying that he was drunk and a DUI. Justin Timberlake, one of the big stars of his generation. Many people consider one of the best singers to perform up here since Michael Jackson. But Justin Timberlake now caught himself in a whirlwind of trouble. We don't know what's going on. We know he's having an ongoing court case coming up soon. We hope Justin Timberlake gets the help that he needs and what's going on. Hoping this ain't the downfall of Justin Timberlake and stuff. Let's hear what you people had to say. You people had a lot to say about Justin Timberlake with his DUI experience. Let's hear what you had to say on what the people say.
Tonight, Justin Timberlake is out of police custody after being arraigned on a DWI charge. The pop superstar was arrested overnight in the Hamptons after police say he ran a stop sign and veered across the road. Officers say he refused a breathalyzer test, but his eyes were bloodshot, his speech was slowed, and he smelled like alcohol. The 43-year-old was released on his own recognizance and will be back in court on July 26th.
Well, Anne-Marie, sure. This is a very serious offense, obviously, if he committed it, because he's putting himself and everyone else in danger if he was driving while he was impaired. Now, under New York, they have a lower limit for blood alcohol content. A lot of states, it's 0.08, which may be, 2, 3 drinks. But in New York, you could be charged for as low as 0.05. Utah has a similar very low limit. So we don't have the toxicological reports back yet to see if it was drugs and alcohol or combination of those, what the limit was. But it could be, on the very lower end. Maybe it was 2 drinks that he had. We're just not sure yet. Well, Vlad, a lot of times in a first-time DUI, there's not going to be any additional jail time. And why I say additional is that these folks are always taken into custody to be booked and processed and tested, and that counts as a day or 2 in jail. So he's already, in effect, served some time because of his custodial arrest. Now, if it's a first time for him and we have no indication that he's ever had any similar problems like this, then it would probably just be probation, a suspension of his license, maybe some drug and alcohol counseling, and some fines. We also heard from the reporting that he had ran a stop sign during the incident, but we didn't hear anything about any accidents or any other aggravating circumstances. So most likely, if he did commit this offense and if he was convicted, it would be a lesson hard learned, but I don't anticipate that he would go into custody again on it. Sure, Anne-Marie. We're talking about these different terminology here. So we're looking at levels of impairment, and each state has a different test, whether it's drugs or alcohol. And sometimes that's toxicological reports where they're actually drawing blood and testing it, or doing a breath test, and they're saying, hey, if your blood alcohol content has a certain amount, a level, then you are guilty. So they may have gone under that. Other states can look at, these field sobriety tests, and from an officer examining somebody's level of impairment based on whether they can do these, kind of roadside agility tests. So most of the prosecutions, though, are done based on scientific results rather than attempting for an officer to say the impairment based on somebody's ability to stand on the side of a roadway. Well, if I was advising him, I would suggest that he get ahead of this very quickly. This is obviously a serious offense. We all know people who have lost their lives to DUI-related accidents. So, with a non-celeb, we might say, hey, go get the police report, see if we could fight this. With a celeb, really, he's got to get ahead of it. So my advice would be to take responsibility if he did it, don't fight it, and learn from it, and try to turn this into a message so people can see. It only takes a couple drinks to be impaired. Well, Emery, that's a great question. It's confounding. And really what happens is if truly he was impaired, then his judgment was wrong. It was off that day or night. So this is what fools people, is because, they're under the influence or impaired and they just don't think straight. They obviously could have got a ride share, could have got a friend or security, somebody to pick him up. But this is what fools people into getting behind the wheel. Thank you.
Some of you people were lenient, some of you weren't lenient. But to the end of the day, Justin Timberlake's human just like everybody else. Hopefully Timberlake will learn his lesson and not be caught up into the what like he like to say, Crimea River phase of his life, or what's going on. We know that ex-girlfriend Britney Spears was saying a lot of stuff about Justin Timberlake, how Timberlake did a lot of vile things to her while they was together. Hopefully this will pass through for Justin and we get the help that he needs. All right. Thank you all for watching this edition of Virals. We talk about singer-songwriter Justin Timberlake being addressed and getting caught with a DUI. I've been your host, Kendrick Dick, saying so long. We'll see you next time for another edition of Virals.